What's up, family? Welcome back to another breakdown of the markets, and we're going to be talking about NAS100, right? So we're going to be doing analysis on the NAS, as well as we're going to be looking at gold as well, right? Gold is what I'm actually trading, and NAS is obviously what this channel is used to. So we're going to analyze that to see where everything is going, what the plans are, and how we can basically successfully navigate that overall situation, or how I plan to basically successfully navigate that situation. Okay, so if you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like, because I believe the content I'm going to share with you today you're going to find super useful. And this is a channel that you definitely want to hold on to, so whenever I release a new video, you're one of the first to see it. Right now, before we get into the analysis, because the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start with the NAS, right? Before I get into all of that, first I'm going to do something that I've never done before. I'm going to start doing, which is obviously reading the comments. I don't know why I wasn't doing this from before, but I'm going to start doing it from now. So we're going to jump into the channel where all you guys are watching, right? And I already have all the comments up. So we had a few when I asked about gold and NAS, if I should do them or not, and then obviously you guys jumped on with your thoughts, right? So that's why we're now doing a bit of gold, and we're doing the NAS as well. But the most recent comment comes from Sammy. Okay, and Sammy comments a lot on the channel, so shout out to you, Sammy. Much appreciated for all the support that you've been showing, right? And he basically says the weekly high was maybe the reversal to the downtrend. We will see. Nice video, bro. Once again, much appreciated, right, for that comment. And you know what, you actually are correct in what you said, okay, because this is what actually took place. This was last week's weekly high. Well, not last week, but the week prior. So when the video came out, because the video was this area right here, okay, this area right here was the video, right? And what happened was last week's weekly high, so last week's weekly high, that was it right here. Okay, and this was the weekly low that was taken out. So this is where you are absolutely correct in what you said, right? So let's just move the price point. Let's just move this a bit. Yeah, I rejig this a lot, right? So now what we now have here is now, this is now the new weekly high. So this is the weekly high over here, the new one, right? So new weekly high is over here right now, right? Let me make sure this is straight. I think this is straight. Yeah, this is straight enough. Let's put a label on it. So let's put right weekly high, and then we have the new weekly low down here. So this is the new weekly low that was set last week, just gone. Let's put a label on that also. Okay, and as you can see, Sammy was right, because this indeed looks like this is the reversal. This is the reversal high, right? Because this is now the new high. So the new high is now lower than the previous high, and we're now going into a kind of structure. So the structure that we're going into now is usually the type of structure that likes to break downwards. Okay, so there's two things, right? Okay, that supports the theory of price going downwards, and there's one assumption. Okay, right? But the assumption is a good one, a very good one. Okay, so the assumption is maybe this is the area of price reversal, right? According to Sammy. I agree with that 100%, right? And why I agree with that is this is the new weekly high over here. It's crossed the weekly low down here. So this tells me this is where price actually wants to go, right? So all we're waiting for is for this structure to break down. So how this may look, it may look something like this, right? We get a pull down from tomorrow, Monday, right? And then it may come back up again, right? And then it may break down. And as soon as it takes out this weekly low that I've put down as a weekly high, I don't know why, but let's just change that over. This weekly low. So as soon as it takes out this weekly low over here, we know we can expect a big drop that will not be in a straight line. Okay, it's important I say that, because sometimes guys are like, yeah, it's going to be a straight line all the way down to the bottom. No, it doesn't really sometimes go like that. Right, let me see if actually wait, let me bring on another chart. Just bring on another chart, and as you can see, I've got a whole list of NAS charts, like so many NAS charts, right? So this is where it is right now. Okay, so it's kind of pushed up, right? It's kind of pushed up, but this is the weekly high. This is the weekly high that needs to be taken out, and it has not been taken out. Okay, so let me just put a bubble on it right here. That's the weekly high that needs to be taken out, and it has not been taken out, and we have a new weekly high over here. Okay, so chances are it's going to break all the way down, right? So hence the title of the farm that you're looking at. So it's actually not clickbait, it's a genuine thing, right? Right, which is you can expect to drop from where it is, right? Where it is down to around, yeah, I'll say it's a bit lower than that. Yeah. Let me just zoom this off, because it's not going to come down in a straight line. That's one thing that we know. It never comes down in a straight line, right? So let's just see how it goes. What's the likelihood of it getting to what I think is going to be a 44% drop to the downside? Yep, I know I've made the data kind of fit the narrative, but it is still in line with the trend. Okay, so say for example it starts coming down, because how I've got it drawn over here is quite steep, where this is a little bit more realistic, right? So if you were to look at that, this path from here all the way down here seems way more realistic than it doing something like this, which is just a straight drop to the downside. And plus we're looking at the weekly charts as well, in terms of how we're obviously reviewing this overall scenario over here. So I stick with what I said, 44% drop for NAS, right? Market crash, it looks like it's going to happen. We'll see next week if that takes place. So this is the vibe that I'm going with. So if I was to be trading in NAS, I'll be positioning myself for a sell, right? I'll be positioning myself for a sell, and then me jump in over here, and let's see where it'll be a good place to start planning the whole selling situation from. Okay, so let's have a look. And once again, guys, it's super important that you know this. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not giving you financial advice, and I'm not telling you what I'm saying right now is going to take place, right? Because the market does what the market wants to do. The market does what market wants to do. All we're basically doing is coming up with the best possible scenario of how we can best navigate this situation, right? So this is what we're looking for, all right? Bearing in mind that we already got a signal to say that price is going to be breaking down, okay? But if you want another signal, this is how it's going to go. So we need price to take out 15,702.4. If this level is taken out, right, then we can expect price to obviously pull downwards a lot more. And obviously I've given a long projection, so this is a long projection, right, of it doing a 44% drop, okay? But however, it could stop in between and start to push up, and then start to come down and start to push up, and do all of that. Or we might get it all in one day if we do something is seriously gone wrong somewhere. Right? If you get that move from here all the way down 44%, then something big is taking place, right? Okay, so that is the vibe. So once again, 16,108.5 top side. If that's taken out, obviously be cautious. Take a look over here to see if this high has been taken out. If this high also has been taken out, then this naturally isn't coming down, it's going up, and start looking for obviously bullish positions. If this level is taken out, okay, this level right here, which is 15,702.4, if that is taken out, then naturally I think you should be looking for sell positions. But already I would already be looking for sell positions, because the signal has already been given over here to say that this wants to go down, and we're in the structure of this going down. So that will be my vibe on that. I will leave that to you to make the decision that you think is best based on what your account can handle. And remember, trade safely, trade responsibly. All right, so the next thing that we're now going to look at now is we're going to go into gold. So last week on the Friday, we had the high right here, right? We had the high set on the Friday, right, of last week. On the Sunday, market opened and price began to push up, right? Price really began to push up, okay? And what I did was I had a pending order sitting right here. Sitting right here, okay? So as soon as price opened, my pending order was not triggered. It did not trigger at all, okay? And price just went about its business and just flew all the way up. So it flew all the way up, right? And then in the morning, in the morning, when I got up in the morning, that was when obviously I reassessed the situation. So I got up in the morning, 6, obviously you jump in the shower, do all the things you're supposed to do, right? So about 7, getting ready to head out of the house, obviously to go and do what I have to do, which is obviously the 9 to 5, right? Because like I said, I'm not a guru, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just basically laying out how I like to play in the market. I've been doing this for a little while and it's working out great for me, right? But I'm not going to turn around and say that I am a 100% expert in this. I'm just learning just like you, and sometimes I have really good concepts that may help you. Sometimes the concepts fall apart, and you guys will always let me know in the comment section when I'm right and when I'm wrong and when the content is solid, right? So I jumped in with my sell right here, okay? And the reason why I took the sell was because price closed below the weekly high of the previous week, right? And the reason why that is that if we look at this on a macro, so we're just going to go to the day real quick on this, right? Actually, let me get out another gold chart, right? Let's get another gold one. We can see here that we have, so I'll explain to you a little bit what we got going on down here. So we can see here that that this point right here that was taken out, reason why I took the sell is basically because of this area right here, right? So this area, so I'm just going to draw a little level across it, right? As you can see, as soon as price came in and closed under the Friday weekly high, okay, it was a no-brainer, especially when I was seeing the formation in this area in terms of what it actually wanted to do, right? It was a no-brainer in the sense that I knew the price wanted to come down once it closed below the weekly high, right? So I should just start taking up positions there and then. And most importantly was I also noticed, so there was two conflicting information that was affecting me at the same time. First things first was that we had an inverted head and shoulders down here, which is this right here, the inverted head and shoulders. And then there is a possible head and shoulders forming up here. This shoulder up here hasn't formed, but this is the kind of vibe that I'm going off of, right? So I'm like, look, right, like, if I'm looking at this on the day, even if this does a pullback, a push to the upside, okay, it's going to do it around this level over here, right? It's going to do it around this level over here. So it's not going to do it where it is right now. So even selling the market, it's not actually a bad thing, right? So if it's going to do a pullback, a push to the upside, I think it's going to do it around this level, right? This level that I've just drawn right here, okay? And if it does, then it kind of supports my theory of the head and shoulders. And then if it starts to break down some more, then I know that we got it. But for now, I'm taking a sell position, okay? So now if you go back to the day, right? So I took the sell up here, right? And then I rolled that for a couple days, okay? Rolled that for a couple days. And what happened was I saw price come up to this level right here, okay? So when price came up to this level, I wanted to take the sell, but I didn't take the sell, and I did not think it was going to come back here again. So my initial plan was to move my trading stop to this level over here, right? So move the trading stop to this level over here, and then essentially see if it goes down lower, and then if it does another pullback like it did over here, okay, then naturally I would join the market again. That was my plan. What actually happened was it pushed back from this level, came back up again into the zone, but did not close above this level over here. So we did not close above this level at all, right? So what I did was I marked that as my area of where I put my trading stop, okay? And I also realized that so long as price didn't go past this level, okay, I was relatively safe to add on sell orders. So I stuck one more over here. I got in, okay, it looked good. Then obviously I went negative, it came back into the zone. I added another one, and then on the Friday it flew all the way down, and then I exited around the evening. So I hopped off around 7, 8 in the evening when I was basically at home just chilling, winding down. So I hopped out of that. So 3 trades on gold, all went really well, and happy days to me for that, right? So if you are thinking of putting in trades for gold, and once again, I am not a financial advisor, I am not giving you financial advice, okay, right? I do the work and I expect you to do the same also, right? This is what I would say you do. So we have the weekly high up here, okay, and this is the weekly high set this week, right? Week just gone. And then we have the weekly low down here, and the weekly high is 2148.47, and the weekly low is 1900 and 94.59. Okay, right now if either one is taken out, then we have to prepare ourselves and start looking for a way to enter the market. Now what I don't want to tell people to do is lock it in as soon as it goes past it, because what happens is people misunderstand the mechanics of how you're supposed to enter the market once either a daily high or a daily low has been closed, right? Is that you're meant to wait to see what price starts to do afterwards, right? Now, if you already know what it's going to do, then great, kudos to you, right? Now, if you don't know what to do, then you got to be careful how you enter the market. So a typical example of this would be this situation right here. So let's get rid of all of these right now, okay? Because we've explained that. And I'll show you what I mean in regards to how I'm positioning myself with gold. Because sometimes, I mean, like I say, these things are really, really, really easy to say, right? But extremely hard to execute. Extremely hard to execute, right? And I understand people messing this up. But however, with practice, you will improve, right? So I'll give you an example. Last week's low, so last week, not this week just gone, which is this week over here, but the previous week, this week, this level right here is the low of that week, okay, right? So last week when I was taking my sales, right, okay, it was a bit of a gamble because the low of the week hadn't been crossed, right? So I was working off the assumption that because prices closed below a weekly high, okay, it was fair to assume that it's only going to break down. And the reason why that assumption seemed to work out for me at that point is if I go into another gold chart, okay, and I get rid of all of let me go into another one, just get rid of all the scribbles on there, okay, right? And let's say we do a weekly on that, right? We do a weekly drawing on that. Look where that is. Look at where that is. Okay, there's only one place it's going to go, right? It's going to push down. It may come all the way down to this level down here. It may come all the way down to 18, okay, or it might come all the way down to 16. All right, it could easily do that. But the main thing is that it's in a position to come down, right? So because I saw those positions, hence why I was like, okay, cool, this might be a good idea to actually start putting in sales. It was really straightforward to get my head around what to do and how to do it. But for those that obviously haven't spent enough time learning how to obviously navigate the markets, that whole signal would have been missed. It would have been missed, okay? So that's why I took those sales. It was really simple. The position where market was, it was extremely at a high point, okay? It could have gone higher, but it started to pull back down again. And that there was where I thought, okay, great, it's a good idea to join the market. I mean, if that doesn't make sense to you, then I don't know what else will, because that is as logical as it can be in terms of how I navigated the market. It's nothing crazy. I didn't wait for RSI or any crazy indicator to do anything. I just basically eyeballed it and I could see where everything was because I track the movements of the market, weekly highs, weekly lows. If something wants to turn around, it will indicate it wants to turn around, right? So I don't try to predict where the market's going to go. I track where the market's going to go, and then I just follow it. That's all I do. It requires less thinking, less processing, and it just makes life just so much easier, right? So much easier. Because for it to turn around, it has to tell you it's going to turn around. It can't just turn around. It just tells you it's turning around. And if you look at all of this chart, everything that you're seeing here in detail, you will see that market always tells you what it's going to do before it does it. But however, if you're trying to play against it, that's when you start predicting, and that's when things starts to go wrong. I don't try to predict. I just follow it. That's all I do. And in time, obviously, the Bugattis and the 50-room mansion and the jet and all that stuff will all materialize if I keep going the way that I'm going right now. Right, so I just thought I'd leave that out there with you. So, gold predictions. Okay, so in my opinion, this is a selling situation, okay? I could be wrong, I may be right, but this is the selling situation. So when market opens up, okay, I am looking for sales. I am not looking for buys in the market. I am looking exclusively for sales when it comes to gold when market opens in the next couple of hours. Right now it is 9:39 in the morning, okay? So when market opens, which is going to be in the next couple of hours, right? I'm expecting to either lock in a sell immediately or wait for a different situation, then maybe lock in a sell. But as it stands, I'll be thinking about locking in a sell because we've had a close below a weekly low, which is right here, right? So we have that close. Price is kind of pushing upwards a bit. Okay, I want to see where it's going to settle at, and then once I see where it settles at, then I will lock it in. So if it starts to pull back down from where it is, then I may join it from this level over here. But however, if it pushes up some more, I may join it, hold a really wide stop, okay, see if it pushes up even higher, and if it does, I will add some more because I'm fairly confident it's going to break down. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, right? That's just how it goes. And if I'm right, hey, kudos to me. So with all of that covered, my awesome people from all around the world, I want to thank you for coming over to watch another episode of NAS and Gold Analysis today, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video, which will be very, very soon. So for now, this is Pips and Points signing out.